In a quiet little town nestled between rolling fields of grain and distant blue hills, there lived an old woman named Amara. Her home was a small clay house with cracked walls and a patched tin roof. Inside, the furniture was plain: a wooden chair, a straw mat, and a narrow bed. She had no riches to boast of, no servants to wait on her, and her children lived far away in busy cities, rarely returning to visit. But every morning, Amara opened her creaky window shutters, let the sunlight warm her wrinkled face, and whispered softly, "Thank you, another day, another chance to smile." The townspeople often whispered about Amara. She was old, poor, and frail, yet her laughter rang brighter than the bells of the local church. She walked slowly, leaning on her cane, but her eyes sparkled with a youthful joy. "Why does she smile so much?" the baker would mutter while kneading dough. "She has no money," the tailor would say, shaking his head. "If I were her, I'd be miserable." And yet, whenever anyone passed Amara's house, she would greet them warmly. "Good morning, child," she'd say to the shoemaker's apprentice. "Lovely weather today," she'd nod to the postman. She gave out kindness like others gave out coins, and it confused those who lived chasing wealth but never found peace. Amara's days were filled with little rituals. She kept a tiny garden where she grew mint, basil, and marigolds. She fed breadcrumbs to the sparrows that hopped on her doorstep. Sometimes she sat outside with her old shawl, humming songs from her childhood. Her meals were simple: bread, tea, and sometimes vegetables from the market. But if she saw someone hungrier than herself, she shared what little she had. One afternoon, she gave half her bread to a barefoot boy who had been watching her quietly. His smile, wide and grateful, was worth more to Amara than any feast. Happiness, she told herself, is not served on silver plates. It is brewed in clay cups. One day, a wealthy merchant named Darius passed by her street. His clothes were embroidered with gold, his shoes polished, and his purse heavy with coins. Yet his face was marked with frowns. He had lands, servants, and luxuries, but sleep never came easily to him. His wealth could buy silk and spices, but not peace. As he walked, he noticed Amara sitting on her stool, mending her shawl and humming cheerfully. Curious and slightly irritated, he stopped. "Old woman," he asked, "what makes you so happy? Look at your house falling apart, your clothes worn out. You have nothing, yet you smile as if you own the world. Meanwhile, I have everything, yet my heart is restless. What is your secret?" Amara looked up, her face calm and warm. She placed her needle down and said, "My son, you carry treasures in your purse, but emptiness in your heart. I carry little in my hands, but abundance in my spirit. That is the difference." Darius frowned. Empty words. How can gratitude fill a stomach or mend a roof? Amara chuckled softly. "Come tomorrow morning. Sit with me. Watch how I live. Then you may understand." The next morning, Darius returned, curious in spite of himself. He found Amara sweeping the front of her little house, her lips moving in whispers. "What are you saying?" he asked. "I am thanking God for giving me the strength to wake, the eyes to see the sunrise, and the breath to live another day," Amara replied. Darius scoffed. "But that's nothing. Anyone can wake up." "Not everyone," Amara said gently. "There are many who went to sleep last night and never opened their eyes this morning. Each day is a gift, not a guarantee." Her words silenced him. He had never thought of life itself as wealth. As the days passed, Darius visited often. He watched how Amara found joy in small things. One rainy evening, her roof leaked badly, dripping into a clay pot. Instead of cursing, she laughed. "Listen," she said. "Even the roof sings when it rains." Another time, when her meal was only a bowl of rice and salt, she said, "Simple food tastes better when eaten with gratitude." Darius began to wonder, could it be that happiness was not in possessions but in perception? One afternoon, as they sipped tea, Darius asked, "Tell me, old woman, haven't you suffered? Haven't you lost things that broke your heart?" Amara's eyes softened. "Oh, yes," she said quietly. I lost my husband to illness. My children moved far away. My youth has left me. Pain has been my companion many times. Then why do you smile still? Darius pressed. Because pain is a visitor, Amara answered. But joy is a choice. I cannot stop sorrow from knocking on my door, but I can choose not to let it live inside my house. Darius tried her advice. That night, instead of counting his profits, he listed 3 things he was grateful for: his health, his children's laughter, and the food on his table. It felt strange at first, but then something shifted inside him. For the first time in months, he slept peacefully. The next day, he told Amara, "Your words work like medicine." She smiled. "No, my son. Gratitude is not medicine. It is food for the soul." As weeks turned to months, Darius changed. He became kinder to his workers. He spent more time with his family. Instead of hoarding wealth, he gave food to the poor. His restless nights grew fewer, and his heart lighter. The townspeople noticed. What has happened to Darius? He no longer looks angry. He smiles now. And when they asked him why, he would tell them about the old woman in the small house at the edge of the street. Years passed. Amara grew frailer, but her spirit never dimmed. One evening, as the sunset painted the sky gold, she told Darius, "Remember this always, my son. True wealth is not measured in coins, but in contentment. Happiness is not found in having more, but in needing less." Darius nodded, tears in his eyes. "You have given me a treasure greater than all my riches." Amara smiled gently. "Then my life has not been wasted." When Amara passed away, the whole town mourned. She had left no money, no inheritance, no grand possessions. But she left something far greater: wisdom. Her story spread from mouth to mouth, until the people of the town began to live differently. They learned to count blessings, to share, and to find joy in simple things. And so the truth lived on. The secret to true happiness is not in wealth or comfort, but in choosing gratitude every single day.